Hi folks, welcome to Saturday's Luke with Luke. We are looking at verses 39 and 40 about the childhood of Jesus. When Joseph and Mary had done everything required by the law of the Lord, they returned to Galilee, to their own town of Nazareth. And the child grew and became strong. He was filled with wisdom, and the grace of God was upon him. Jesus had a normal development as a child. And in that sense, in the words of Hebrews 4 and verse 15, he's one who is tempted in every way, just as we are. Christ's human nature was finite, not infinite. And I think some believers really struggle with that. For example, when a young Christian is told Jesus didn't know everything, that seems wrong, it seems blasphemous, but he didn't know everything. For example, we know that he didn't know the time of his second coming. And there were limits to his power as well. And there were certain things that Jesus did not know from the start. He was filled with wisdom. He had to learn. He learned obedience from what he suffered. That is also what we're told, Hebrews 5 verse 8. When it says that Jesus grew and became strong, I think that is referring also to his physical condition, because God is concerned about our physical well-being as well as our spiritual. It's funny, I was talking to a tradie here who's just had a granddaughter, and he's just amazed at the construction of his granddaughter, this baby that's so weak and so fragile and yet so strong and so made in such a wonderful way. And I think, although he doesn't know it, he was reflecting the thoughts of the psalmist in Psalm 139. Our composition, our development, it's just extraordinary. It's extraordinary that we survive at all. And Jesus would have had all of that. And also, he would need a certain amount of physical strength, wouldn't he? He's going to be a carpenter after all. Mark chapter 6, verse 3. And he's also going to have to be able to do his earthly ministry, where the Son of Man had nowhere to lay his head. So I think these verses, they indicate two things. Joseph and Mary, in a sense, were normal, devout Jewish people. And Jesus grew up as a child in a normal Jewish home, and he himself was abnormal in that he didn't sin. And there was a wisdom and as we'll see next week when he goes to the temple, a spiritual depth in him that you wouldn't find in most children. But he's also very much human. He grew and developed a human body, a human mind, human spirit. And that is the extraordinary aspect of the incarnation. I think it's Rabbi Duncan who talks about ascended to heaven, he hasn't lost his human nature. And so therefore the dust of the earth now sits on the throne of heaven, which is an incredible thought. And I think with that thought, I will leave you for the week. Join me tomorrow for the Sunday Catechism, and we'll put up tomorrow's sermon on Monday as we usually do. And look, if you want to make sure you get these, just make sure you click the subscribe button here as well. And what else? Yeah, we'll come back and we're going to do one more week of Luke before we shift on to something else. So God bless you in all of that, and I hope you have a great weekend and you've had a great start to the new year. Bye.